Richard Hay.
Round 5 of the Formula Vauxhall Lotus Championship, and the series makes a return to Silverstone. Making a return to pole position, the Japanese driver, Shinji Nakano, a man who always shines on the national circuit. And alongside of him, the British driver, Kurt Luby. A busy weekend for him, flitting backwards and forwards between Silverstone and Thruxton, where he's driving a touring car. On to row 2, an Argentinian, Jose Luis de Palma. And next to him, fourth fastest in practice, winner of the first round and series leader, Vincenzo Sospiri.
I hope to finish on the top 3 again, because I'm the consistent one. I've been through every race in the top 3 or 4. So I hope to finish in the top 3 again and then sort it out something better. I'm sure my car is perfect, the balance of the car is perfect. And there was timing this morning, there was some people around the second time, do the split time through the corner, and I was the quickest one. But overall, I am slow. Well, I'm slow. I'm fourth quickest.
Shinji Nakano in pole with Kurt Luby alongside of him. Row 2, Jose Luis de Palma and Vincenzo Sospiri. And on row 3, Brazilian Rubens Barrichello and Gilda Ferrer. Scott Lakin then waits for the lights to change the green, starting from 16th place on the grid. Disappointing for him, considering his recent good form, and away from the line he goes there. As the field of cars now head down towards the first turn at Copse. Changes down and somebody locks a brake in the middle of the pack there. A difficult moment this for any driver as he tries to fight his way back up through the field after a disappointing qualifying session for him. Lakin now round Copse and now in towards Maggots. Round Maggots curve, the next one Beckett's. Changes down through the box. Car on the inside of him there, and Lakin gets hit from behind, spins round and gets hit again, and that, I fear, is his race run. So Scott Lakin climbs out of the car, and that's just about it then for the onboard camera for this race as well. As now down towards Brooklands Bend comes the field, and at the head of it there, the Japanese driver starting from pole, Nakano, has made an excellent start. Second place, Sospiri fighting it out with Kurt Luby there. And Luby's now got past Sospiri again. One of the Team Draco cars there up to third, as Sospiri now has dropped back to fourth. Now that could be Jose Luis de Palma, or it could be Rubens Barrichello. Number 9, it is Rubens Barrichello, De Palma's teammate. So a superb start by Barrichello from the third row of the grid has seen him up to third place already. Sospiri in fourth. And then the first of the Paul Stewart racing cars next up. Mark Alban there making up a place on the inside of Cedric Reynard. And the yellow flag waving there to indicate the damaged car of Scott Lakin, which has been pushed off the circuit. Barrichello there looked to make a dive on the inside of Kurt Luby. As through goes the rest of the field, and 14, Gilda Ferrer there, a long way back, and the nose cone on that car looked to be coming loose. Let's take a look at a replay of that incident on the first lap from Scott Lakin's point of view. He moves wide there, out of the way of Mark Alban, and you can see the bang that he gets in the back there. Spins the cars round, and he's left there helpless. The rest of the field comes past, and then all of a sudden gets flipped from behind, and that is Lakin's race run. Rubens Barrichello in third place, Sospiri fourth, number 6 Bernard Dolan next man up, and then David Coulthard in 6th position. Over the line they go. That then the top 6, and while these cars behind are fighting it out between them, the battle rages a little further back, and here's Gilda Ferrer coming into the pits with that nose cone that we thought was damaged earlier on. Into the pits he comes, and he'll have to get that replaced, and that will cost him valuable time. Boys from Paul Stewart Racing set to work on the car. Shinji Nakano still well and truly in front, and Barrichello has now snatched that place back from Kurt Luby. So Rubens Barrichello back up to second, Kurt Luby back to third, and starting to fall into the clutches of Sospiri in fourth. And Luby now back up to second. Barrichello must have missed a gear, and Sospiri goes past him on the inside there too. Now Barrichello won't like that. Keeps his foot hard down and drives virtually around the outside of Sospiri there and hangs on to third place. So the Brazilian showing what a tiger he is behind the wheel, with Italian Sospiri tucked in behind him. Then Irishman Bernard Dolan very close on the tail of Sospiri there in 5th place. And there's dice for 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. So close now, nothing between them at all. Barrichello, the man perhaps under the most pressure. Out now towards Beckett's again. Meccano with that ever-increasing lead, and here comes Sospiri on the inside of Barrichello once again, and he tried to take Luby as well there, and this time he's got him, or has he, as they come onto the straight. Barrichello the quicker of the two, and Sospiri now has had to be relegated behind, and Barrichello goes through on the inside of Luby, and Luby loses 2 places. So Kurt Luby goes back to 4th, Barrichello up to 2nd now, and Sospiri in 3rd. Kurt Luby, under braking for Brooklands, loses 2 places. Over the start-finish line once again, and Luby under pressure from Bernard Dolan now. Now, can Dolan do anything about it as they come down towards Copse Corner? And he's through there on the inside, pulled out of the slipstream, and Kurt Luby drops back to 5th. So in less than the space of a lap, in half a lap, Kurt Luby has gone from 2nd to 5th place. Maybe the problems of driving a touring car at Thruxton and a Vauxhall Lotus car here at Silverstone are being a little bit too much for him. Luby drops back a place though. Through there goes Gilda Ferrer, who's now back out on the racetrack and one of the fastest men on it as well. Barrichello though in 2nd. Under enormous pressure from Sospiri in 3rd. 4th place Dolan, 5th place Luby and 6th place Coulthard. Luby now starting to pressure Dolan as Coulthard comes up onto the tail of Luby's car. And there Jose Luis de Palma, Barrichello's teammate, also having a good run in 7th place. Fastest lap at the moment has gone to the Japanese driver, Shinji Nakano in the lead, despite all of Gilda Ferran's efforts. And there is Nakano, still increasing that lead. Still Barrichello, the Brazilian, holds off the Italian Sospiri for 2nd place as they pass the stricken car of Scott Lake in there and head out of Beckett's and down the club straight once again. Nakano now with a commanding lead though. And Sospiri now starting to put Barrichello under more pressure. Sospiri, the winner of the first round and current leader of the championship. His biggest opposition comes from the 2 Paul Stewart racing cars. Gilda Ferrer, who is well down the field after that incident where he had to stop and replace the nose cone. And this man in 6th place, looking for 5th at the moment, David Coulthard in car number 15. And through there on the inside goes Sospiri. Sospiri with the David Sears run car goes through on the inside of the Draco car of Barrichello. So the 18-year-old Brazilian Barrichello is back to 3rd place and coming under pressure now from Dolan. As Sospiri now sets off to see what he can do about the leader, and there goes Coulthard on the inside of Kelvin Burt. So Coulthard moves up to 5th now. Now will Burt have a reply for that? Through goes the leader again, Nakano. Sospiri has pulled out just a tiny bit of a gap now on Barrichello. Next man up Dolan, and Kelvin Burt still fighting for that 5th place. Gets it back now from Coulthard, and the Scottish driver, Coulthard, is resigned to staying in 6th place at least for a little bit longer. He too coming under pressure there from Jose Luis de Palma, the Argentinian driver, who was 3rd quickest in practice. As they head down now towards the braking area for Copse. Let's take a look at an incident that happened just a moment ago to the Belgian Alain Plash, and he spins out there at Brooklands Bend. Not much damage to the car, but his chances of a good position all over now. The Japanese driver Nakano already involved in lappery. Sospiri now with a huge gap on Rubens Barrichello in 3rd, who in turn has got 2 or 3 cars lengths on Bernard Dolan. And then this dice behind between Kurt Luby in 5th place and David Coulthard in 6th. And Coulthard now, as close as he's ever been to the tail of Luby's car, and pulls out of the slipstream as they come to overtake a back marker, and almost makes it through on the inside of Luby there into Brooklands. Shinji Nakano then, to take the checkered flag and his first victory of the year in Formula Vauxhall Lotus. 2nd place goes to Vincenzo Sospiri of Italy, 3rd place to the Brazilian Rubens Barrichello, 4th place to Ireland's Bernard Dolan, and 5th to Britain's Kurt Luby.
So as Nakano uncorks the champagne, we'll be returning on Power Sports after the break with the TVRs and the Honda CRXs.
You join us at Donington Park for the 2nd round of the TVR Tuscan Challenge 1990 with the man who made the first round so exciting, Chris Hodgetts, in pole position here. And there's Hodgetts behind the wheel of the car, flanked by Jerry Marshall, the very experienced Marshall, who's going to give him a run for his money. Here's the full grid, with Hodgetts and Marshall on the front row. John Kent, another recalcitrant man from the first round who had his problems. He started from the back row with Steve Cole alongside him. Nick Four, he's best known for driving Porsches at Le Mans. And Simon Wayne next to him. Away they go from the start, and it's a superb start for Marshall. That's Martin Grass, who practiced out of session owing to an incident and starts 10 seconds behind, but he's away. So it's the full field down to Redgate Corner, and a superb start there by number 27, John Kent, who snatches the lead as they come down the hill. Down through the Craner curves, probably the most difficult part of Donington. They string themselves out a little bit, and into the old hairpin. It comes up on you very quickly, and that grass is very deceptive, and if you get on it, you're in trouble. A wild snake there by number 7, Colin Flower. He was out of the first round very early on, you might remember. And we've got yellow flags waved there because we've got a spinner off camera. We haven't picked up quite who that is yet. We probably will in a moment or two. And that's Hodgetts through to 2nd place. Hodgetts through into 2nd place there. And looking as if he means it. Behind Kent, the man who's doing the following is Jerry Marshall, and he's not too happy to do it. And here's the man who spun. Well, you can see a bit of debris on the road there. 26, the Simon Wayne car, who started well up and obviously lost it in the biggest possible way, but looks as if he can carry on. Out of the Melbourne hairpin, up now towards Goddard's. Hodgetts seeking to dominate this round, just as he dominated the first round of the championship. The question is, can he make it? And these two cars, both prepared by the XBRM mechanic Dave Lampitt, and showing a credit to him as they're in 1st and 2nd places. Hodgetts leads them, holding on to him, John Kent in 2nd place. Into and out of Redgate, Jerry Marshall in 3rd. Richard Cabin well up, and so is Nick Four in 44. And on the grass there, that's Mitchell losing it again. He had an exciting time at Alton, you might recall. He's having it again here. Round the old hairpin. That's at the bottom of the Craner curve. You've got to get this right. And then there is a slight left-hander before you come to McLean's, and that's the corner, in fact, that everybody approaches slightly wrongly. You can actually get round McLean's a great deal quicker than would apparently appear to be the case. And that's what Hodgetts does. Kicks up the dust on the outside a little bit. On his way now towards Coppice. Short piece of straight. Coppice has 2 apexes if you get it wrong, and 1 if you get it right, and goes out onto the straight on what is the Grand Prix circuit here.